Yeah, we're looking at a real novel approach to the audio guest book. So we're not using it to record any audio at all. We're not using it to make a video, and we're not even using it to take a photo. We're just using it purely as an informational line. Pick the phone up, and it's going to play a video, and you'll hear some audio through the phone. There's nothing for the user to do than just to pick up and listen. So the idea is that you could use this for sort of promotional activities. So in this case, which is sort of just a mock-up, we're using it to promote coming to visit Australia, where I'm from. And so every time you pick up the handset, you'll get a randomized video showing you a different destination, and it'll tell you a little bit about the place. Now, you could use this for all sorts of different things. You could use it as a joke hotline. Every time you pick the phone up, you get a different joke. Or you could use it as some sort of just general information about a particular company. So if you're visiting a company down in the lobby, they might have a phone. You pick it up and it'll tell you some interesting fact about the company. I think when you start thinking about the audio guest book in this matter, there's a lot you could do with it beyond the scope of what we have been using audio guest books for the last number of years. So let's have a look at how this works. So I'm going to pick the handset up.
Take a trip to one of our many wildlife sanctuaries. Cuddle a koala, feed a kangaroo, and just enjoy the amazing diversity of Australia's flora and fauna.
So now it's going to tell me to hang up to travel again. So I can hang the phone up and it'll take me back to the start. Now when I pick up this time,
wait for the late afternoon and cruise about on the world-famous Sydney Harbour at sunset. Take in the view of the Icon Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
So again, I can hang up when I'm done. And next time I pick up or someone else picks up, they will get, well, it's random, so you may get the same one two times in a row. But if we go a third time...
How about snorkeling at the Great Barrier Reef and swim amongst some of the most amazing marine wildlife? Get up close and personal like never before.
So this is just really a different way to think about things. And I think this is the power of Breeze, using the product for purposes that are completely different to what you might think they are. So let's jump in and have a little bit of a look at how this is all pieced together. It's actually not too tricky, but there are a couple little tricks. So if we have a look at the asset folder of all the screens that are made up, basically we really just have a series of videos. So we've got our video ready, which is the video that's played on the start screen. So that's just a video that made downloaded from a stock site and put into a video editing app and added some text on top. Now you could do this in Canva or Final Cut Pro or any of the Adobe editing video apps. And so that's our start screen. And what we've done in Breeze, if you call that video underscore ready underscore loop, it'll continue, it'll just play that video over and over on the iPad until someone picks the phone up. Now, normally in the audio guest book, when you pick the phone up, it plays a video countdown screen. And so what we've done here, we're using Breeze's ability to randomize the screens and the user interface. So we've got multiple versions of the video countdown, and each of those are one of these videos. So in this case, I've got six of them.
Wait for the late afternoon and cruise about on the world-famous Sydney Harbour at sunset.
So we got 6 of the videos, and they're named video underscore countdown underscore 1 through to 6 respectively. Now that's important, and we'll look at how that pieces together. Now what we're doing is we are still actually capturing essentially a throwaway video. The users won't know it's been captured, and you can set Breeze to purge that automatically every day. But what we do when the video is being captured, we have another video displayed called video underscore capture, and that's the video that basically tells people to hang up. So when the video is being recorded, they can just hang up the phone. So if we jump into the event editor, just to see how it all sort of pieces together. Now I've already imported this event. So the key thing is to use tokens and the random token in particular. Now this is a slightly more advanced topic, and I have covered off tokens and how they can be used in Breeze in general in some other videos, but let's have a look how it applies specifically in this case here. So what we need to do is come into videos, and we need to just temporarily untick the audio guest book mode, which will just re-enable our ability to edit the overlay background file name suffix. Now what that means is when Breeze is running through the process, when it's displaying countdown screens or applying overlays to photos or videos, it's looking for a particular file name. So it's usually, so for the countdown, it's looking for video underscore countdown. but we can tell it to look for a specific version of that file by applying a file name suffix. So this is basically allows us to create to use dynamic versions of those screens. Now, in addition, Breeze has a powerful feature called tokens, and tokens are special bits of code that return a particular piece of information. And the token that we're interested in using in this example is the random token. So what this is going to do, if we enter the token curly bracket random, 1, 6, it is going to return us a random number between 1 and 6. So when Breeze runs the countdown in the photo booth software, it's going to return. It's not going to return or use the word random 1, 6. It's going to replace it with a number between 1 and 6, and that correlates to the 6 versions of the countdown screen we have. So instead of looking for video underscore countdown, it's going to look for video underscore countdown underscore 1 through to 6. So you can see here that I've got them all named video countdown underscore 1, underscore 2, underscore 3, underscore 4, 5, and 6. So when you pick up the phone, it's going to randomly choose a number between 1 and 6, and then it's going to decide which of those to use. Now this means that you could theoretically have 10,000 of these videos, and you could randomize one between 1 and 10,000. And so every time you pick the phone up, it's going to be one of those 10,000 videos. And these don't just apply to the countdown screens. Just about any screen in Breeze can be randomized by following the same principle. And if you want to dive into it deeper, you can use more than just the random tokens. The Breeze user guide has a list of all the available tokens you can use, including date and time. But the powerful thing is that you can use information collected in a survey in the photo booth and pass that through as well. So that means information that a user has collected, so it could be gender, or it could be their favorite hobby or their favorite color. All that information can be passed into these screens, so you can display back specific screens based on information that that user has entered. So that's the basics of it. Now, this is a slightly more advanced topic, and you might need to dive into a few other areas of the app to understand properly how it works, or just reach out to us and we can explain it a little bit further. But I think this is a great use of the app in a way that is sort of novel and unexpected. It's an audio guest book, but used in a completely different way. And I have a bunch of other ideas of how you can use audio guest books beyond just how we've been using them at weddings and parties for leaving a nice message for someone. So stay tuned. We're going to post more videos, but if you have any questions in the meantime, jump into these comments and let me know, and I'm always be happy to help.